golden hour. That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie light to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Broadcasting from the Phoenix Center for the Arts, you're tuned to KRDP Jazz and Indie, where the Valley comes to talk, sing, connect. KRDP, Apache Junction, Goldfield Ghost Town, Phoenix, 90.7 FM in the East Valley, and online at Listen, the number 2, KRDP.com, a service of Desert Soul Media. KRDP is a new community radio station serving the East Valley on 90.7 FM and the rest of the community online at our website. Listen, the number 2, KRDP.com.
Are we ready?
KRDP features a mix of jazz,
R&B,
soul, and eclectic
I guess I'm
programming
gonna go live. I'm gonna go live.
Arizona.
All right. Right on.
KRDP.
Right on. What it do? Yaggah. We got the commercial playing in the background. Yes, indeed. Mr. Clinby, back again. Dr. Sean, yes, indeed. Let's make sure that we are live on Instagram over there. But y'all stay tuned for all the good commercials playing right now. Yes, indeed.
Views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Desert Soul Media and its board of directors. Thank you for listening.
This poem is entitled Black Woman. She walks with the grace of a panther, black that is, with childbearing hips and full lips and kinky hand of voluptuous derriere. See, her skin color comes in 16 shades. So that's 16 ways to identify and familiarize herself with her own kind. And the blown mind should be the results of feasting your eyes on the way that she glides. See, inside lies her strength. So to identify her with diminish the essence and beauty upon which she exists. See, in her heart, where the thought unfurls, and though she suffered as a child, a small girl, in essence, her blessing is being the mother of all worlds. And I've called girls, but not called girls, but only to involve girls, to evolve girls into being queens and lovers and loving mothers with the cream of substance to rise above others. See, she gives birth to solar systems. She is polarity, distinguishing polar positions. She is the most sacred, protected possession in the museum. So when you see her, you'll think of Sojourner Truth, or Makari Hatshepsut, or Angela Davis, who stood for something, or Harriet Tubman, who freed slaves and helped them, or Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, the ISIS Papers, the life of a nation saturated in calamity. So why not enthrone those who are the backbone of humanity? Why? Because insanity has liquored our plight to the point that we glorify death so much we don't respect the givers of life who deliver us light. So instead we'll pledge to oppose to us right, but I'll uphold the fight and give recognition to she who picks up the slack in black men and preserve him even when he don't deserve it. So I am of service because I am concerned with the lack of appreciation given to the mothers of our nation. So without further ado, respect, admiration, veneration, and love.
All right.
It should be intended.
I'm live again.
To none other than the Black woman.
I'm live again. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Let's start the Yaggah Movement Radiocast show. I appreciate everybody's support last Saturday. Yes, indeed. Let's start the show. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast.
Welcome to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast.
All right.
Here comes the Yaggah Movement Radiocast.
Hey yo, peace and blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reese, and you tuned in to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah.
All right. Yes, indeed. We are back. We made it.
July 8th. Here we are.
July 8th, man. We had First Friday yesterday. Big shout out to the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge for the First Friday, most definitely, man. Very, very excited to be there.
Yeah, it's such a friendly environment.
you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the couples out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Any
Yeah.
couples out there, you know what I'm saying? Anybody out there, you know what I'm saying? With your loved ones, with your significant others, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, I want to make sure that you guys are out there. Stay in love, be in love, you know, share love, spread the love, good love, that is, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? So we were out there, you know, experiencing First Friday. You know what I'm saying? KRDP, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to KRDP 9.7. If you are somewhere in the valley, you know what I'm saying? Like Tempe, Mesa, Apache Junction, somewhere on the east of Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? You know, check us out live and direct. Big shout out to Keeping It 1 million because they give me a shout out on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Even though I bombarded their show, I was talking about the ESPN firing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I was talking about Britney Spears. You know what I'm saying? That Britney Spears, my loneliness is killing me.
So that's the sports show that's on Thursday
night, you know what I'm saying? KRDP from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Y'all stay tuned, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it 1 million, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it 1 million live and direct on Instagram, YouTube, but most definitely on 90.7. So y'all stay tuned with it, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I can hear myself. Oh,
yeah,
I sound so sexy right now. My voice sounds so real sexy right now.
I thought I was the one that sounded
I do apologize. As a matter of fact, I do apologize. Dr. Sean.
We can both sound sexy.
You know what I'm saying? Do sound sexy. You know I sound rough. You know, I sound like a man. I think I sound pretty rough. I was just thought I sound pretty aggressive sometimes, but you know, I'm a nice, I'm a sweet guy.
If somebody says you sound aggressive, just flip it on them and say whatever you said in French.
You know what I'm saying?
And then it won't sound aggressive anymore. You should try
Je suis vraiment gentil.
See, there you
Je suis vraiment gentil. Vous voyez? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I was going to say. Understand what you're saying, but it won't sound aggressive anymore.
See, I was going to say suavemente. Boricua. ¿Qué pasó, todos mis amigos, mis amigas? Yes, indeed. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all my immigrants in America. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen, doing big. What can I say? What can I say? You know
I mean, if we really talk about it, 95% of anyone who's here is an immigrant.
Oh, Yaggah. Hey,
I mean, if we really talk about it,
Yaggah.
We were all immigrants.
We were all immigrants at one point. Hey, look. I think I mentioned you know, some historical timeline where, you know, I was talking about with you know oppressors, you know, saying usually oppress those because of the lifestyle of the oppression they live. But that's something political that we can talk about because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because we had 4th of July last week. You know what I'm saying? So
happy birthday,
you know what I'm saying? Happy
birthday,
birthday,
the United States of America.
You sexy America. You happy birthday. You sexy one. Yes, indeed. What can I say? Americans. She said she's sexy. That's what she said. She said she's sexy, yo. What can I say? What can I say? All right. Yes, indeed. Yaggah. I am feeling so hot right now because it's hot outside. It is hot outside. Welcome back to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Mr. Clean P, Dr. Sean. Yes, indeed. We're back again.
What up, though?
You know what I'm saying? Giving you all the goodness, the good news. You know what I'm saying? Can I get a Yaggah if you're watching us on our news feed? You know what I'm saying?
Yaggah.
And also tune in to 90.7 KRDP. You already know. Or listen to KRDP.com. And we got some news to share with you. I know it's hot out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona.
Shout out to Captain Black watching us on Instagram.
Man, Captain Black, Wagwan. You already know what we do out here. You know what I'm saying? But today is the day. I want you to stay tuned because we got some music in the vault right now. I got some hot music for all you grown and sexy folks out there. I got some good music for all of y'all. And I got some brand new stuff for everybody out there. But we got some serious stuff to talk about. We got some French stuff that's going on. But until then, let's tune in because this is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah. Y'all stay tuned, baby. Yeah. A little bit. Oh, you heard that, huh?
Yeah.
Dr. Sean liked that song right there.
So mellow.
Oh. Big shout out to Master Kennedy, man, all the way from Utah, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you at, brother, man, wherever you at, you know what I'm saying? And we also got Captain Black, you know what I'm saying? Real love, you know what I'm saying, coming up soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all share the broadcast. You know what I'm saying? If y'all watching us right now, share the broadcast. Don't be shy. Don't be out there watching us. Don't watch Dr. Sean. I know, yes, I know. She's a splendid, you know what I'm saying, empress, goddess, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all the queens out there, all the melanin, sexy queens out there, you know what I'm saying?
Big shout out to all the kings out there.
Thank you.
Taking care of business.
Thank you, you know what I'm saying?
And
We are,
supporting.
yes, indeed, we are trying, but you know what I'm saying, sometimes we get hit in upside the head, you know what I'm saying, so we got to keep on trying hard, you know what I'm saying, keep going, you know what I'm saying, keep on pushing.
Yes,
that's how we do it, you know what I'm saying?
You are
yes,
genuine,
gifted, and humble. Yaga,
Yaga.
indeed. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just. And I want to give a big shout out to the Ivory Coast because I just heard one of my Ivorian guys, which Dr. Sean's going to share that up. But big shout out to Cote d'Ivoire. If you don't know where Cote d'Ivoire is, it's in West Africa. Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? West, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is the West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. No. That's not how we do it.
West of the
you know what I'm saying? West of the continent. Last time I checked, when y'all watched Wakanda, y'all thought that we were all in the same place. All right. So even though we got 53 region and that whole motherland, sexy mother, you know what I'm saying? Look, first of all, I just said America was sexy, but Africa is a sexy motherland. Can I just say Africa is sexy indeed? Shout out to Africa, the continent. Shout out to all the African queens living in the continent. Yes, indeed. Whether you're in Africa and Europe and Asia and South America, wherever you at right now, shout out to you because you are the mother soul. Yaga. What can I say? I'm a sucker for love indeed. Yaga. And big shout out to all you sexy women out there. Yes, indeed. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? We cannot discriminate at the Yaga Movement Radiocast. We share love. Unity. You need to see my voice is going on because our first Friday got me on my soul right now. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody out there who are joining us today. And please, you guys can join us to our YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we are mostly live on 90.7 FM KRDP. So,
or you can, if you don't have time to watch, you can listen online at www.listen2KRDP.com.
See, I did my number 2, right? So you guys cannot miss it. It's on the link too as well. You know what I'm saying? Tell your friends, tell your other friends, tell your mamas, your grandmamas, your baby mamas, your other baby mamas, your fourth baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Your aunties are their best friends, all of them, or your uncle too, you know what I'm saying? Bring your uncle too, you know what I'm saying? And your sugar daddies, shout out to them, all them sugar daddies out there. If you're a sugar daddy, yaga.
What we really need,
yes, indeed.
We need the local artists.
Yes.
To hit us up because I don't think people understand the importance of community radio.
Man.
I mean, we've been
Yaggah.
talking about it, but with community
Yaggah,
radio,
you know what I'm talking about. Yaggah, you know what I'm talking about.
We can give voice
Yaggah.
to local artists who may not get a voice anywhere else.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're looking for artists to interview.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
We're looking for artists to come and perform
yes,
at some
indeed.
of these events.
Yes,
because
indeed.
it's going to be a hot summer.
Man, it's a hot summer, man. I know, ladies, y'all always like to talk about hot summer girls, but it's a hot summer. Phoenix, Arizona right now. I think I got to remember you guys. Yes, KRDP, baby. And I just say hot summer. Hot summer, Phoenix, Arizona. Can I say that? You know what I'm saying? Without saying hot summer girl, because you know what I'm saying? If I say hot summer girl, my mom is watching right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my mom to be saying, what are you talking about? I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, Sunday, seeing the preacher and say amen, yaga, all day, every day. And you know what I'm talking about? Think about their children. Yes, indeed. If you're an artist, look, Dr. Sean said it, man. Dr. Sean said it. You're an artist, you know what I'm saying? You're a business, venturous person, man or woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is the opportunity right now. You know what I'm saying? What are you waiting for to expose, to expand your brain from the Yaggah Movement Radiocast all the way to Wakanda? I mean, I'm saying Africa, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying Africa, you know what I'm saying? But Wakanda forever, y'all. Wakanda forever, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Can I get a Yaga? Wakanda forever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Expand.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying? We are here just to make sure you guys advertise you guys expand, you know what I'm saying? You guys also add, you know what I'm saying, just get people to know and network.
Right. But it also makes a difference to support one another, because if you're a part of a group and all you're doing is promoting yourself, that's only half of what needs to take place. The other half is giving back and supporting and sharing.
Yes.
So if you haven't shared or hit like or subscribed, please do, because it means so much to keep us going. We all have to stick together. Small businesses, small brands,
man,
can do big things.
Man, comedians. I don't care if you sell fake hairline hair, because my hairline is pretty deep. I cannot put out my hair. You know what I'm saying? Stress of America give me that hairline. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? My mom called that the living room and the bedroom on the back over there. You know what I'm saying? God bless America. God bless America with my hairline. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? We are here for the community. What are y'all waiting for? Look, if you got something good going on right now, something splendid going on, that come through. You know what I'm saying? Bring it so we all can bring it to the community, because we are here for community building. We are here to make sure that you guys know that we are going to service you, support you 24/7, 365 daily. Oh, Captain, big shout to Captain Black. That's my gym right there. Yes, indeed. Real love on YouTube. Yes, indeed. Yeah, love is real, y'all. Love is real. I got put that for a minute, because I cannot get copyrighted, because I don't want Instagram to shut me up, because Instagram, I'm not trying to shut me up, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Instagram.
It looks like we have some shout outs.
We got some shout out, Captain Black. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Shout out to all of you. I want to make sure I'm really careful with this technology thing, because you know what I'm saying, my hand on some slippery slope. But any day, big shout out to, yes indeed, I am Bobby Scott Harbor. Yes indeed, Wakanda forever. I do apologize if I say your name wrong, but I want to say Wakanda forever to you. Yes indeed, spread the love. Okay, unity is everything. For all my Africans and African Americans and Jamaicans and Caribbeans out there, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is it right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the apple tree right. I know it's hot. You know what I'm saying? It's hot summer in Phoenix, Arizona. But still, you know what I'm saying? We can still support you. We can still support what you stand for, as long as it is positive and it is for the community. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you do something for the community, most definitely, we are going to make sure that we support you. We get there. We make sure that we expand your brand. We make sure that everyone knows who you are, because that's what we are here for. We are here to make sure that we are servicing the community, whether it's through advertising. And I want to let you know too, for the folks out there who don't believe that you don't need radio, you know what I'm saying, to advertise or to get your voice out there, I want to let you know that, there's a scientist that actually made some, I forgot his name, but if I forget his name, I would definitely share his name. But there's a scientist that actually made some little test about broadcasting media, how to use broadcasting to influence the mind of the people out there. I mean, I'm not Professor X. You know what I'm saying? I don't Jeremiah tricks nobody. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I am with you. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not what this is, but the power of broadcasting is indefinite. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, sky's the limit. That's how broadcasting is. From TV to radio, as long as people from Phoenix to California to Cote d'Ivoire, you know what I'm saying, to Liberia, to Nigeria, to France, to Belgium, to China, you know what I'm saying, to Saudi Arabia, to Mexico, Boricua, to my amigos, to my compadre, you know what I'm saying, all over the globe, it's all about unity. It's all about coming together. That's what we're all here for, y'all. We're going to start the show. Love y'all. Yaggah, yaggah, yaggah. You are genuine, gifted, and humble.
Yaggah.
We love y'all. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Share the broadcast. Tell all your grandmothers out there, you know what I'm saying, to share your. Can I say MILF? Or shout all you MILFs out there, you know what I'm saying? Can I say that? MILF? You know what I'm saying? Hey, no one heard it. Nobody heard it. You know what I'm saying? Love your moms out there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, y'all. Don't. Man, I'm about to. Yeah, I got Dr. Sean laughing at me in the background right now.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that reason why very discreet.
We have to keep it because the children are listening right now. You know, so the children are listening right now. So I cannot say anything out there. But before we announcing our news and segment, I want to give a big shout out to all the artists that we just played. We're going to start with Emmanuel the Togolese featuring Master at 18. You can actually, every music that you listen to, you can actually get it on Spotify, YouTube, and every music platform out there. We also play some Master Kennedy, Ghana Girl, which is one of the favorite from everyone out there. So I have to play it again. This is like 4 or 5 months I've been playing Ghana Girl. So big shout out to Master Kennedy. Also, big shout out to my brother, Jamal Reese, most definitely. Hustle and Get It. And also a big shout out to Captain Black, Real Love. Also tune in on YouTube and Spotify, most definitely, y'all. So you already know how we do. And before we go to our news, you know, Mr. Clean B has to pay the bill. You know, so we got to pay the bill out here. So Yaggah, Dr. Sean, would you please help us out? Yaggah.
Business sponsorship on KRDP is provided by Local First Arizona, a statewide nonprofit designed to grow locally owned businesses. Ever think about where money goes when it's spent? Eating local, buying local, and banking local keeps money moving through our community, creating more jobs and improving prosperity for everyone. From shopping to banking, local spending empowers Arizona's economy. Find out more info at banklocalaz.com. Hashtag move your money.
Indeed. Big shout out to everyone out there supporting KRDP 9.7 FM live and direct. You already know, man. If you guys are tuning in, we are live from Mesa, Tempe, the east side of Phoenix, all the way to Apache Junction. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can tune in on your iPhone, your Android, your computer at listen2KRDP.com. And we have a bunch of shows, you know, live and direct 24/7, most definitely. So, and also we got some news before we jump on the segment, because we got some segment of the day, and I want you to stay tuned because we got some love talk later on, because Dr. Shan is going to test me again, because, you know what I'm saying, I get tested, you know, so I got to get tested, you know what I'm saying, for all the men out there. I got to make sure I represent all the fellas out there, you know what I'm saying, because we got to make sure we do it right, you know what I'm saying, as we move forward, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Once we get something right, we got to make sure that we do it right. You know what I'm saying? To all the ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? Not the sweet talk, but be nice and kind indeed. So, Dr. Sean, I know you got some news that you want to share with us, man. Yaggah.
Well, starting off, everyone's been talking about it. 50 years of hip-hop.
Ooh, that's going to come up. And yes, indeed.
Everyone, I mean, there's so many different events, different celebrations. They have things going on pretty much all over the United States and the globe celebrating this 50-year anniversary. So I kind of wanted to look at the history a little bit. I think you know about it. 1973.
Yes, indeed.
DJ Kool Herc.
Shout out.
They were talking about how he started spinning at different parties and rapping on the beat. Breakdancing really just started. And what I was thinking about when I was hearing about this particular part of what he did and how it was so influential, and the fact that he was an immigrant.
Right. Oh, shout out to all my immigrants making, you know, inspirational dreams
I just
in America.
had to say that because a lot of times people don't understand that even though it's our culture is derived from all of our individual cultures. Wherever we came from, we bring that and then we add that American flavor to it.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so he had mixed some Jamaican style music in with some of the music that was going on there in New York. And he inspired several people.
Yes.
To the point where it was like meeting in the park.
Yes.
You know, can you imagine that? A whole bunch of people meeting in the park just to dance and to rap and to battle. I mean, I can't, in this day and age after COVID, it just seems so unreal to think that hundreds of people used to get together and they did it all through word of mouth, like flyers and, you know, just, hey, did you hear about this? We were getting together. We're all going to be breakdancing at, you know, just that whole community. So
no social media whatsoever.
No social media, like hip hop.
Whatsoever.
The essence of it was community. And they were going through some really hard times in New York at that time. And they did something positive. So when I think of the origins of hip hop, I think of making something out of nothing, like bringing some positivity. And they were telling their stories. It was the voice, you know?
Yes.
They brought their voices out. So, I mean, a lot of people know about 1979 Rapper's Delight when the Sugar Hill Gang came out with that single. You're familiar, of course.
Yeah, which I thought that's how hip hop started. You know, as and I'm still learning the game. You know, 50 years. You know, it seems like we are certain things that we did not know about hip hop is emerging because, like I said, I didn't realize 1973 was like the emergence of hip hop. Because when I heard Rapper Delights and I heard Grandmaster Flash with "Don't Push Me" because I'm close to the edge. I just thought to me, because, I was in my big shout out to the 80s babies out there, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all the 80s babies, 70s babies, 80s babies, I don't know what I'm talking about. And to me, it was the fact that, because they were like mainstream. And but then again, I have to learn all those, accolade, all those like theory, how hip hop has to pretty much, strive to what it is today, where, like I said, 1973 was nuance to me when I heard it, because I never thought that of, oh wow, 1973 hip hop started up. How come I never heard of hip hop back in there? Because I heard of disco, I've heard of soul, R&B, saying Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, so I guess hip hop was like in the background, like punk rock or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But
it wasn't mainstream. And then if we think about what really took it mainstream, and when did it really get to the point where everyone was hearing about it? It's when you start introducing artists like Beastie Boys and Vanilla Ice. Then all of a sudden it becomes mainstream. Where in its origins, everyone who knew about it, right? They were getting cassettes, they were passing it around, they were having shows. Hip hop was in your face. Hip hop wasn't just this studio thing. It was live artists going in on each other most of the time with the battle raps, right? So it wasn't, I mean, in a sense, we talked about the father of it, but I had to do some research because I'm like, why aren't they talking about the mother of hip hop? Or where does that come from? So I had to look into it, and I found Sha Rock.
Big shout out to Sha Rock. Big shout out Yaggah.
Yeah. So she was a part of the group, the 4+1. And she was very young.
4+1.
4+1. So they had the Furious Five.
Right. Oh, I know the Furious Five. Yes, indeed. I remember them. Yes.
Okay,
indeed.
so they're all in the same area. But she was one of the first to actually be out there on stage doing shows and just getting out there. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, that a lot of what we hear about hip hop, it doesn't really, it's not inclusive of the community and the history that it really was based on, and when you start talking about mainstream, it totally changes face from what it was when it was originally started in the community. So it's just a lot. I mean, we're going to delve into it a lot more.
You know what? And when it comes about mainstream, even when, a big shout out to Beastie Boys, Vanilla Ice, all those artists. But when it comes to mainstream, even, I was actually discussing the Billboard, like, what is the definition of the Billboard? I hear the 100 Billboard charts, I hear the 200 Billboard charts, whether it's mainstream, whether it's, hip hop or anything like this. And I always question, about the authenticity of the mainstream, like, when they hear music, like, do they hear the creativity? Because there's a lot of artists, like I remember at one point, like in the mid 90s to the late 90s, at one point where I was actually questioning the Billboard, like, okay, so this artist, this rapper, has the best, influence album, of decades of the whole history of hip hop. But somehow this person that sold the units, seems to be, having the mainstream, and it seems like hip hop went from, I don't know, it went from battle rap to consciousness to, to now lifestyle. And it seems that, the substance is still there. I feel like even myself, I try to battle rap, at the first Friday, you know what I'm saying? I try to say, my name is Mr. Clean B, Yaggah, all day. I mean, and when I grew up on the hip hop, actually, I mentioned that to some of my peers that, as an immigrant coming to America, my history of hip hop is this, where I grew up with, Grandmaster Flash, LL Cool J, Rakim, you know what I'm saying? KRS-One.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, rest in peace, Bismarck. I mean, like the 80s, and even to the point that MC Hammer, I gotta say MC Hammer, because that's like one of the influential, you know what I'm saying, part of hip hop out there. I mean, I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but yes, Fresh Prince, you know what I'm saying, or not Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but Fresh Prince and DJ Jeff, Jazzy Jeff, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh, MC Lights.
Okay, I was wondering if you were gonna go there.
You know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah.
Thank
you know what I'm saying? Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying?
I was wondering what was happening.
Roxanne. Ooh, Roxanne. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like, and you are so right when you mentioned about how the women of hip hop needs to have some type of recognition, because it seems like to me, it's like I said, it went from cipher to conscience to lifestyle, where now it's like now people are just focusing on the lifestyle. Where I remember, like, when I first came to America, I was culture shock on hip hop, because I came in and I'm still thinking about my my MC Hammer, my Kid and Play, and I'm like, what is this? We're here for Tupac. This is Tupac Biggie. I'm like, who is Tupac? Who is Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace? Who are the Wu-Tang Clan? You know what I'm saying? I was just wondering. I was like, who are these cats? Who is it in NWA? Which we're not going to say the name, but big shout out to NWA and the West Coast hip hop, indeed, because I love West Coast hip hop. But all these were new ones when I first got here in America in the mid 90s. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to learn like the business as I just learned how they have to sell albums. And then the lifestyle seems to be changing, because I remember how, Queen Latifah used to talk about UNITY. You know what I'm saying? I remember when they had an album about, self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? I remember albums where it was pretty much focusing on the consciousness, of our community, so we can get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it switched up to, now I'm about to grab a gun. I'm a this and that from this set and that set. If I see you on the streets, I'm going to take your life away. I mean, excuse me. But all those, nuance, those lifestyles that I just feel that, yes, it's still hip hop, but then again, it just shift to a whole nother demographic to where billboards want to pay attention to.
Right. I mean, so hip hop did spin into gangster rap, which is a lot of what people started to kind of feel some kind of way about rap.
Yeah.
Once it went that way. It's really interesting though, like when we talk about the origins of it, again, it was telling a story.
Yes.
And it was talking about an experience, namely what they were going through living in their communities, seeing people on drugs, seeing people like not working together, coming against I don't want to say fight the powers that be, because that's a whole different.
Fight the power. What's up, Biggie? Actually, James Brown was the first hip hop artist, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, man. Look, I know it says 1973, but James Brown, God bless his soul. James Brown, the Godfather of soul. You know what I'm saying? He's the Godfather of hip hop soul. And actually, I gotta say this, he's the Godfather, because if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Rakim or any samples in hip hop. Because I believe that James Brown and some of the, I believe James Brown is the most sample artist in the hip hop, genre. I gotta say that.
We can research.
You know what I'm saying? We can research it. Y'all can, write your comments. If I'm wrong, you can say, Mr. Klingby, your statement is wrong. You can let me know who is the most sample artist in the hip hop genre right now at this point. From back in the day to when I say James Brown. I say James Brown because he was very simple. You know what I'm saying? From the Wu-Tang to to late 80s. I mean, everyone's sampled James. I mean, plus he did something with MC Hammer, you know what I'm saying? Too legit to quit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm too legit to quit. But that's just shine. Like hip hop, like even when Tupac did hip hop, I remember when he went from Conscience to when he moved to LA, when he joined a record label where pretty much I'm not going to blame anything. I'm not going to blame, the choice. I'm not going to blame the influence. I will probably blame the, you know what I'm saying, the influence of the media, how the media portrayed the music, how the media has been looking at hip hop for years and years as a anti, creativity, anti-artistic, genre. While you got punk rock that that was on the scene, you got any other genre that probably was not even that was created by other cultural entity too, but they were still accepted. And even like you mentioned with the Billboard, what I'm saying, how come it takes others for everyone to be recognized? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, billboards, they're basing it on airplay. They're looking at how many impressions a song makes, and the first number one hip hop song was Ice Ice Baby.
Ice. Suge got his check though. Big shout to Suge Knight because Suge got his check. You know what I'm saying? Big shout to Death Row Records. You know what I'm saying?
And the first hip hop album to hit number one was the Beastie Boys'
Yes.
License to Ill. So
License to Ill.
A lot of times when we think about mainstream and what it takes, and getting those impressions, I mean, it's something that we run into here too when we talk to local artists and we're trying to get them on. Do you have music that's fit to be mainstream? Because some of your lyrics can prevent you from
getting to certain places that you were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, I believe in the First Amendment, you know what I'm saying? Like, freedom of speech. At the same time, there has to be places where, if you're, because artists like Prince, I didn't realize Prince will swear in his music. Like, I didn't know that because, and I didn't realize certain artists, now we got R&B music that has cuss words and stuff, so forth, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize, like, certain, artists will, put some cuss word. And I know that hip hop, the one thing about the hip hop, genre when it comes to gangster or hardcore is the fact that it's the depicting of others, depicting of certain groups. And which is, I know when you mentioned about how it just shift from consciousness to, to something where people, did not agree with it. The message was not there. And I mean, I'm not going to have my kids listen to, any song that talks about, I'm going to kill your brother, I'm going to kill your sister, or disrespecting a woman. That's why I am so appreciative of Tupac. I mean, Tupac and LL Cool J and all the artists out there, even the ladies of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Someone like Lil' Kim, who, she was hardcore, you know what I'm saying? Hardcore, you can get it, you know what I'm saying? On your Spotify out there. I mean, even her album. Like, I would listen to all those, 80s and 90s hip hop artists. I mean, they were first MCs, number one. Number two, they were lyrical. And number three, they had a message behind what they were, projecting to their audience, to myself, to anybody out there. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yes, it is time to recognize the queens, the goddess of hip hop.
Yeah, I want to recognize Sylvia Robinson, because a lot of people talk about Rapper's Delight, but they don't talk about the founder and the owner of Sugar Hill Records, that then went to have the Sugar Hill Gang, that then went to go mainstream.
Yes.
And so, I mean, she did so much. She was a singer herself.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking into, her history. And it's sad that a lot of the influencers, a lot of the women that were in hip hop never and still don't really get the recognition that they should receive for pioneering such a wonderful form of music and expression. Because
it's a man dominant, industry. I mean, I'm sorry to say this. I mean, any boss ladies out there, big shout out to all of y'all, especially if you're in this industry. But unfortunately, even myself, I have to recognize that especially in the music industry, it is a male-dominated business. And a lot of time, even from recognition to appreciation, it takes someone like Aretha Franklin years and years for a lot of industry to recognize her as the queen of of soul. It takes a lot of of our peers to actually, appreciate that some of our women out there who put the work, put the creativity into, what they projected to all of us. I'm saying? It just, it's time to give the flowers right. It's time for the flowers to be given now, not tomorrow, not like in 2 hours, right now. Yeah. And I want to give a shout to all the female hip hop who have been pushing the hip hop movement, who have been birthing hip hop as well. Because, like I said, not only me learning from the years, but also learning that there was the mothers of hip hop behind, the movements. And that is very, very important. That is historical right there. That's history. And no one talks about it. Myself, I'm learning that today. I'm gonna learn today. You know what I'm saying? Like living hard. I'm gonna learn today. Yaggah, yaggah, yaggah. Yes,
Yaggah.
indeed. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay tuned. We got some more music and the vote for y'all. And also we got our country of the day. Big shout out to Benin, most definitely Central Africa. Y'all, we know how we do. This is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Mr. Clean B, Dr. Shine. Can we say Yaggah, yaggah, yaggah before we out of here? Yaggah. Yes, indeed. Yaggah. All right. Like I was saying. Yes, hip hop. I love hip hop. I love hip hop. Big shout out to hip hop. 50 years in the making, you know what I'm saying? Good advice. See, that I learned some stuff today, Dr. Shaw. Thank you for letting me know about how hip hop, had the women behind the movement.
Yeah, hip hop has changed so much over the years. So I mean, I had the question, does true hip hop still exist? And
yes.
I believe it does. I believe it does. It might not be as mainstream as some of the other rap that's out there, but yeah, it's hip hop. I think it's still alive.
No, hip hop is alive. Hip hop is still alive. It's it took a while to be mainstream, which is great, but it's the strive of being mainstream and also the recognition of what hip hop is representing. Like I said, I was actually a little bit personal when I mentioned that when I grew up, my hip hop, that I grew up with was very different than when I moved in here, where it's like everything was culture shock, and I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, like this is, this is different music, this is different scenario here. What's going on? And you hearing Tupac, you hearing Biggie, you hearing cuss words, you know what I'm saying? You hear the definition of every other groups out there, and that's where I tell folks that it's different. It is very, very different. But at the same time, the genre never changed. The genre never changed at all. There are still conscious hip hop. I want to give a shout out to Tebby. Big shout out to Tebby,
Tebby's lingo.
Tebby's lingo, It's a lingo, most definitely. Big shout out to, some conscious rappers out there. Shout out to Zeno, yes indeed.
Jamel Reese also.
Yes, big shout out. Yes indeed. Jamel Reese was definitely like conscious artists that we do have out here that don't get the love or the recognition or the appreciation because somehow they are not talking about guns. They are not talking about disrespecting women, or they're not talking about anything that has to do with drugs. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You know what I'm saying? I know we focus on, the the movement of the hip hop, where it came from and the pioneers, the recognition of the pioneers, which is something that we all needs to pay attention to most definitely. And we have to get our country of the day. Most definitely, I want y'all to. I'm so happy for this. Big shout out to Benin. You know what I'm saying? I was there when I was really young. Really young. Long ago.
The African nation of the day. Benin, officially Republic of
Benin, formerly Dahomey, a country located in the western African continent, with an area of 4,310 square miles and a population of over 12 million. The capital of Benin are Porto Novo, which is the official capital, and Cotonou, which is the de facto capital. The foreign people and related group constitute 2/3 of the population. Minorities include the Yoruba, Fulani, and Ajami. The language
Let me
spoken
stop.
in Benin is
Let me stop.
French. The currency
This is not what it looks like.
is the francs. The religion practiced in Benin are form of Christianity, Islam, and traditional religion based on the region of the nation. Benin has a developing mixed economy based largely on agriculture and operates an offshore oil field. It is a multi-party republic with one legislative house. The head of the state and government is the president, who may be assisted by prime minister. In 1894, Dahomey became a French protectorate. It was incorporated into the Federation of French West Africa in 1904. It achieved independence on August 1st, 1960. Dahomey was renamed Benin in 1975. The current president is Patrice Talon. Benin's GDP is estimated to be $68 billion, or 49% larger than the official estimate according to worldeconomist.com. And this is the country of Benin. Yaggah. You are now tuning in to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time, live and direct. Yaggah, let's get it on. Yeah.
Hey, this is Sarah Wicked live on Yaggah Movement. Check out my new single, My Shepherd, out available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Stay positive, stay strong, never give up, believe in yourself. You can do it. Yaggah.
Yeah, all right. You know, I got some faith, you know what I'm saying?
Hearing that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel good
I need
every
some
time I hear
faith.
that.
We need some faith at the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. You already know, you know what I'm saying? We got to have some faith. Big shout out to Sister Sam Winky, most definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessing, thank you for coming to the show. We would love to have you back again. Most definitely, if you can come back again via the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, we're gonna make sure that we schedule you up. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. But anyway, we are going to talk about Black Lives Matter in France.
Wow.
Yes. Black Lives Matter in, should I say minority lives matter in France? Should I say that? Should I just say that the world is changing? You know what I'm saying? The planet is changing, that, you know what I'm saying, we are, you know what I'm saying, the same people, you know what I'm saying, be the same way, you know what I'm saying, and it seems that there is a fear of change going on amongst our society. You know, I have to learn about technology earlier, about Tesla and all that stuff, about AI and all that stuff like that.
AI
And I'm scared of AI, but after hear about
it's
AI
all
is
over.
the best.
It's all over.
It's
If
the
you think
greatest.
about it, you talking into your phone and it talking back to you is AI.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, last time I checked, I watched Terminator, iRobots, you know what I'm saying? And the outcome was not was very fearful to me, you know what I'm saying? I still believe in humankind, human spirits, okay? I believe in unity. We all together come as one. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, look, I saw some AI stuff. I was pretty impressed. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is pretty nuanced right there, you know what I'm saying? But when I hear some robot that sounds like me, or that's smaller than me, but then again, the question is those AI neutralized? If I ask for the information, will they give me the right information according to who I am? I'm just saying, y'all.
I know some of y'all are like, well, it's well, someone created an AI. I want to find out who that is. I want to find out who created an AI. You know what I'm saying?
Programmer has a lot to do with how the AI or program functions. So a lot of people don't take into consideration the human intelligence that makes the artificial intelligence. But every AI had a programmer.
I do, Dr. Sean. I do. I'm not saying anything. All I'm just saying is I'm, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no computer to replace me, You know what I'm saying? I still believe in the future. If it's okay to say, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all believe in the future? Y'all let me know. Okay? Let me know if you believe in the future, let me know, okay? I believe in humankind, human spirit, human togetherness, okay? Unless, it's a robot chick, you know what I'm saying? If it's a robot chick, you know what I'm saying? One of those, that robot chick, you know what I'm saying? With those, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back to the show. Let's go to the show right now. Yaggah, Yaggah. Yes. Oh, Mr. Clean B. What can I say? Yaggah all day. They don't think I can rap like this play. Yaggah all day. I'm not a rapper. I just want to say hello to all y'all. Oh, yes. Yaggah. Yes, and the big shout out to Mojave to More Love, live and direct, and also big shout out to Sarah Wenke. Yes, indeed, My Shepherd. You can go get it both on Spotify, YouTube, live and direct right now. And also a big shout out to Benin. We have our country of the day, and I let you know every Saturday we are going to advertise our melanated African diaspora country of the show, so y'all can stay tuned. It's for more for educational purposes, because we don't bend books in here at the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. So we are going to give you all the facts and also the cultural entity out here, because you know what I'm saying, we are here just to make sure that you guys know the motherland is still beautiful. Yaggah, Yaggah, Yaggah. Now, before we go on break, real quick, I know we had like I mentioned to Dr. Shine, before we go, we're going to pay some bills. And Dr. Shine, would you like us to pay some bills real quick? Yaggah, Yaggah.
All right. Programming on KRDP is supported by Native Health, with 3 locations in the Valley, including Central and Indian School in Phoenix, Dunlap and 25th Avenue in Phoenix, and Southern and Extension in Mesa. Native Health provides primary medical, dental, behavioral health, and WIC, and wellness services for the underserved and urban Native American community. More information at 602-279-5262 or online at nativehealthphoenix.org.
Yaggah, Yaggah, Yaggah. Now, I would like to give a big shout out to all my French brothers and sisters, back in Europe, in Paris, most definitely. I want to give a big shout out to this brother that was taken too early, too soon, by the authority in Paris. Nahel Merzouk, a 17-year-old, Frenchman, descendant of Algerian and Moroccan, a young man who was taken away too soon at the age of 17 because of a traffic stop. Now, I know there has been, for those out there who don't listen to the news in France, there has been a lot of rioting going on, a lot of strikes, to where a lot of buildings, suburban places have been burned down, to where
it's been about $1 billion
already
in damages.
Already.
And they say that the majority of what's been going on, the riots and the hundreds of buildings and cars that have been set on fire, that most of it is by minors. And basically that the 17-year-old that you mentioned being killed, that was June 27th. So the riots have been going on for quite some time, and they've been attacking schools, city halls, and police stations in uproar. at the death of this young man.
Yep. Yes, indeed. I mean, and like I said, like the world is changing. The world is changing, and this is one thing that even Dr. Shaw, I even I even asked you, whatever happened to tasers? Whatever happened to just if you want to save a life, why can't you just use a taser? And I know there are certain things that if it's not a danger to the authority or to the public, then those circumstances are different. But when it's a traffic stop, if it's just some minor incident, and I don't condone any incident out here. I'm not condoning what he did was right. But all I'm still saying is, whatever happened to protecting a life, whatever happened to we are going to make sure that you learn from your mistakes. This young man was just 17 years old. Nahel Merzouk, 17 years old, Algerian, Moroccan, descendants, but also a French national, national citizen. Yeah. I mean, and like I mentioned to Dr. Sean earlier, like the world is changing, just like America is changing. The world is changing everywhere we see. The world is changing. Our children are right now seeing the truth, the facts of what's going on. Those are children who went and rioted. The Black Lives Matter. It was young folks. I mean, they call them terrorists or Antifa or whatever, but it was young folks who went and pretty much, fight for what's right for everybody. Fight for the cause of everyone to live, for everyone to have some type of equal rights. And whatever happened in France, I just hope that the rioting stopped. I hope that there's some type of common ground. But this is too much. This is too much. Dr. Shaw, I'm not sure if you have any opinion on that before we go on break, but this is too much, Dr. Shaw. Most definitely.
Well, the loss was felt by the whole area, and I just know that change is demanded.
Yes.
Change is demanded. And although it is one person affecting the life of another person, we do have to understand that systemically things have to change so that police officers aren't so comfortable pulling the trigger when it is deemed unnecessary.
Yes, indeed. And I pray to all my French men out there and French women out there. Pray for all of y'all to be safe, stay blessed, and keep the peace. Let's be just, let's be right. Let's make sure that we have, the right resources, the right folks to fight for our unity, to fight for, our way of living, not to judge us from who we are, from where we come from, not to judge us or criticize us from the way we speak or the way we sound, the way we act, just to look at us just like anybody else. Equal opportunity is needed everywhere around the world. And I mean it sincerely, and I bless the Merzouk family and everybody out there who are going through all these difficult times. Most definitely, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. This is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast, Mr. Clean B. We're coming back for the second hour, y'all. And we're going to talk about some marriage stuff and some relationship, y'all. Yaggah! Woohoo! We take it back. Can I rap for you? Can I rap for you right now? Can I rap? Can I do a quick rap? Yo, Mr. Clean B, Yaggah Movement Radiocast, and I'm jigging on top like this, like that, and I'm slipping sideways, swinging on the left, swinging on the right. Jiggle. Hey, let me stop playing that. Let me stop playing.
But that's supposed to be like a dance.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a rap dance, okay? It's a rap dance. All right, it's a rap dance. Okay, it's called the jig it on top. No, the jig it on top. The jig it on top. The jig it on top. The jig it on top rap dance. Okay, it's a new thing. It's a new phenomenon. Okay, y'all stay tuned with it. All right, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned. Stay blessed. All right. I'm just saying. Okay? Y'all stay blessed. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Yaggah, Yaggah. Yes. Yaggah.
And down, up and down. And that, kiddos, is called the forklift.
and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Desert Soul Media and its board of directors. Thank you for listening.
This poem is entitled Black Woman. She walks with the grace of a panther, black that is, with childbearing hips and full lips and kinky hand of voluptuous derriere. See, her skin color comes in 16 shades, so that's 16 ways to identify and familiarize herself with her own kind, and the blown mind should be the results of feasting your eyes on the way that she glides. See, inside lies her strength. So to identify her with her diminish the essence and beauty upon which she exists. See, in her heart, where the thought unfurls, and though she suffered as a child, a small girl, in essence, her blessing is being the mother of all worlds. And I've called girls, but not called girls, but only to involve girls, to evolve girls into being queens and lovers and loving mothers with the cream of substance to rise above others. See, she gives birth to solar systems. She is polarity, distinguishing polar positions. She is the most sacred, protected possession in the museum. So when you see her, you'll think of Sojourner Truth, or Makari Hatshepsut, or Angela Davis, who stood for something, or Harriet Tubman, who freed slaves and helped them, or Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, the ISIS Papers, the life of a nation saturated in calamity. So why not enthrone those who are the backbone of humanity? Why? Because insanity has liquored our plight to the point that we glorify death so much we don't respect the givers of life who deliver us light. So instead we'll pledge to oppose to us right, but I'll uphold the fight and give recognition to she who picks up the slack in black men and preserve him even when he don't deserve it. So I am of service because I am concerned with the lack of appreciation given to the mothers of our nation. So without further ado, respect, admiration, veneration, and love is overdue. It should be intended, extended, and given to none other than the Black woman.
Welcome to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Welcome to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast.
Yes, appreciate that very much. Big up the radio station for I and I. Tommy do one love. Yeah man, this is Uncle Man Desire Fire. New Desire Fire 100. Call me Desire Fire 100 because it's 100%. 100. Respect to Mr. Clean B and Radio Phoenix. I got respect for this man. He's a businessman and give him the love he deserves. I want all my followers, all my friends to link to Radio Phoenix 100%. One love. And all the artists of Phoenix, love to T-Rex.
Never get married.
Phoenix, you know, all the Phoenix artists, Togo Boy on the side, on all of them artists, whoever is struggling to make that music happen. One love. All right, the sun is hot right now, I'm sweating.
Hey yo, this is Infectious Michael, the music virus. And right now, you're listening to the Yaggah movement. Yaggah, Yaggah, Yaggah.
This is the Princess of Phoenix, and you're listening to the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah! This is Mary, and you are now listening.
She's a Doremi. We are back again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I don't care what you're saying. I mean, saying like Mini Vanelli. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I can still bring my creativity into what I'm doing. Indeed. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? What can I say? Mr. Clean B, Dr. Shine, back again. Back again for another hour. Another hour of the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. And I know earlier when we were talking about supporting the movement, we were pretty much talking about just coming together and, you know, artists out there who are looking for an avenue to, you know, to promote, to advertise, to showcase whatever they have. This is the platform. I'm also going to give you guys any information where you can be able to, submit your music, most definitely. So I want to make sure that you guys can see me. See Dr. Sean. You know what I'm saying? I know I look good, but Dr. Sean looks good. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta give a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give a shout out. I will not be disrespectful. Shout out to all the queens out there. You know what I'm saying? Representing. You know what I'm saying? Doing good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that, you know, everything is all right. You know what I'm saying? But alimony, man. You know what? You know, I don't know. I think I was married. So should I talk about that? I don't know. But let's jump on that. Let's jump on that. Oh, yes, indeed. Mr. Clean B, Yaggah. What can I say? I'm not a rapper. I want to say hello. Yaggah, out there. Oh, drop the beat like this. Drop the beat like that. Like this. Yaggah. Yeah. You know how we do. Let me stop right now. Let me stop. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all are like, yo, stop rapping, stop rapping, most definitely, man. But I want to let you know that you are genuine, gifted, and humble, most definitely. And we have a call, you know, on the line right now while we are trying to do a live show. But besides that, we are going to make sure that, you know, we are going to find out who is calling. But besides that, Dr. Shaw, would you like to pay the bill for us real quick? Yaggah. All day.
One way listeners like you can support KRDP is by becoming one of our sustaining donors. Your financial gift supports the diverse programming you hear on KRDP. It also provides youth opportunities for youth, interns, and members of the Valley community to learn radio, broadcasting, and for coverage of local arts, culture, and politics. And don't forget, your financial contribution is tax deductible. For more information or to sign up to become a KRDP sustaining donor, call 602-254-6636 or visit our website, KRDP.com, and click the donate button on the top of the menu. We thank you for your generous support of KRDP.
Yaggah. Now we are back again because this is a funny story because Dr. Shine, I think I have to share that with you. And this is our relationship hour. Most definitely. We have another relationship talk, in the second segment. But most definitely, I've read about this SB 14161416. I'm not sure if you heard about that, Dr. Shine.
I couldn't avoid it. The words,
big shout out to Florida.
Words permanent and alimony together, at some point it's gonna come to an end. I mean,
it will come to an end, of course.
For all the things DeSantis is known for, I'm sure this is the thing that will get him more favor than a lot of the other news that we've heard coming out of Florida. When you start talking about vetoing, because initially he had vetoed a similar bill that would have eliminated permanent alimony, and he's not the first. I mean, Governor Rick Scott had vetoed two other bills.
From Texas. I mean that.
So
I mean, but this one actually, because I'm thinking alimony, marriage, for folks out there who, I'm saying, got their I guess their marriage all together. I don't know, I mean, I think some people are not going to like that bill because it seems that
people depending on their alimony, because now people can go and have the alimony that they're paying overturned.
Yes.
So I mean, it's kind of interesting because you have the imagery is that you have women, and I'll say it.
Go ahead, preach on.
Most of the time when people are talking about support, they're talking about supporting women or children.
Right.
Typically.
Right.
So now, it's not just as easy as being married. They're looking at the length of the marriage, which was always a part of it, but they've revised the lengths and what it means to be a moderate term marriage or a short term marriage. Or I mean, we talk about marriage, but you look at the laws, and you now define it like how many years were you married? Okay, so now that entitles you to this much support, but now they've even thrown in another kicker, which means that the woman has to prove need of the support. So it's not just you're entitled to it because we're breaking up and getting a divorce. It's now you're entitled to it with these specifications.
Yes, indeed.
I'm sure there's some people really thanking God right now.
I want to give a big shout to Scottie Pippen, former NBA player, was definitely, man.
Too bad he didn't live in Florida.
Dubai, he did not live in Florida.
I don't know. He could have lived.
Look, I am not a Ron DeSantis fan. But that bill seems to be making some folks quite furious, because look, when you break up, sometimes, unless your support is necessary. To me, if somebody needs some support, especially if you have been with someone that you have pretty much invested your livelihood, like let's just say someone who has been married with somebody for 10, 15, 20 years, and that, they're pretty much invested their livelihood, and all of a sudden they're breaking up. You got to make sure that you support that person that you were with pretty much for the quarter of your life. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you are just jumping in and getting married for 2 years, and expecting, to share those them checks, once you break up, or once you get separated. With all due respect, I don't get. It's not just ladies, some dudes too. I remember Britney's peer, baby daddy, got her on some type of alimony, checks and stuff like that. But all I'm saying is, it is not right. Look, fair is fair, okay? As long as you create some type of foundation with the person, yes, you got to pay your fare. But like I said, that bill has some loophole because we still need to find out what are the discrepancy on the bill, because yes, it talks about eliminating
because now people who are married less than 3 years, and this is according to the Florida Times Union, they are no longer eligible for durational alimony. So for that short term period, if you're divorced after that,
you ain't getting paid.
Right, less than 3 years. You're not getting paid.
You ain't getting, after 2 or 3 years, you ain't getting paid. I'm sorry. Look, for any man out there, I don't want to tell you to move to Florida, but if you married in less than 2 or 3 years, I suggest you move there. And then after 5 years, you can move right back to where you came from. Because look, it kind of makes sense, even though I feel like the law has some type of loophole. But then again, yes, if the rate of a marriage in Florida is 2 or 3 years, and people are getting married for 1 year, and a lot of times they're just getting married just so they can get some type of support. And let's be factually fair. You know what I'm saying? Folks out there will get married, just to either get some type of support. And that's where, I believe I actually was talking about short-term relationship, prior to this show, where I was just, describing how people now are meeting, getting married, today, and 2-3 hours later, they're just breaking up or they're filing for divorce. It's like, whatever happened to learning your partner, your significant other, whatever happened to all those human, no AI, human experience, where you can actually tell someone, hey, look, let's work it out. Because especially for someone to break up, and the first thing they think is, let me go and try to bankrupt this person or get to their check, knowing that when you first met that person wasn't either like that or they were in a stable position. To me, I don't want to say shout out to DeSantis for that, because I know some people might say, that bill is crazy right now. But again, if if you're getting married for a short term, I don't think it's right that you get some type of alimony support at all. I don't think so.
Basically, they now look at long-term marriages to be 20 years or more.
Yeah.
So under the old law, someone who was married for 20 years would have been able to get permanent alimony.
Yes.
Now they're only eligible to get 75% of the time that they put in out.
Mm-hmm.
So these equations, for a moderate term marriage, which is between 10 and 20 years, 60%. And if it's between 3 and 10 years, only 50% of the time that they were married do they get to, and it's not guaranteed, do they get to attempt to receive alimony.
Yes.
So this really shifts some of the financial aspects of how people have been living, who've been basically making money off of their divorces.
Yes. And that's what that is. That could be a trend. That was probably the trend that I want to cut that off. And like I said, for someone to meet, anybody out there, where they were stable and the other person, whether or not stable or not, they came together, and then all of a sudden, because of some circumstances that happened, now you want to target the person's financial stability now because of the breakup. So I didn't realize that when you first met the person, the money came with it too. I know when you said, hey, hi, my name is Mr. Clean B. I got $5 in my pocket right now. How are you doing today? Me and my $5 are with you right now, and we're going to make it $10, $15, $25,
well,
$50.
You have to think about when this initiated. You America's homes looked different.
Yeah.
So a lot of what is being looked at, they're saying no longer applies because women have joined the workforce. So now they're considering employability before they consider what you receive in alimony. They're considering your level of need. They're considering, of course, the length of the marriage. But they're also considering the level of income and age of the individual that you have divorced.
Yes.
And they're allowing for people to apply for the amount that they're paying to be adjusted as their life adjusts. So, it's definitely changing.
Yeah,
it's changing.
And the lifestyle
for
of the
better
person
depends on the perspective of the person.
Yes.
But our lifestyles have changed. So the stay-at-home mom image that usually would be the one who would really need this, does it really exist as it used to?
It does, but in a certain point, I don't say it does exist in a normalizing way, but it does exist to where there are still women out there who are still mothers, who are still traditional moms, who are still traditional wives, who believe in being with their husband, with their significant others, building a foundation. Like those type of folks where hey, if that person leaves, the financial stability is going to be very, very challenging on that individual. That right, especially if that person has been married for 10, 20 years, And a lot of times people don't realize that when people get married, there is a lot of compromising and sacrifice that goes with it. Because sometimes your partner may say, hey, I would like to do this, but because you want your husband or your wife to be successful on what they do, so you have to sacrifice on or you have to put what you're doing on hold. And things like this, do also play onto that. You know what I'm saying?
You also have to consider, though, there's two ramifications of this.
Right.
Now, some people who are probably not getting divorced,
right,
because they didn't want to have to pay permanent alimony, might be looking a little bit different. Like, okay, it's not as cheap. You remember the song "It's Cheaper to Keep Her"?
Yep, cheaper to keep her.
Exactly. So now that's not as relevant as it was. But on the flip side, if you're married for, I'm gonna give the scenario. You're married for 20 years. We'll just say 20.
Right.
You're in a long-term marriage, and unfortunately, tragically, you're getting a divorce now.
Yes.
And you happen to be in Florida. You got 15 years at the most to get it together before you start supporting yourself.
Get it together.
That's what that means.
Man, look, I believe in the sanctity of love. If you're married, look, that means you choose to be with that person for a long term. There is no, let me take a break. Let me come back again. No Scottie Pippen dribbling, skipping, none of that stuff. I love you, Scottie Pippen. I do love you. All right. I just do not like the scenario that's going on right now. But all I'm saying is, if you're not investing long term, at least 20 years into your marriage, you ain't getting paid. You are not getting paid.
Well, no. If you make it 3 years,
don't Mr. Clean. Do believe in love.
To year number 4, you can get 2 years of alimony.
No, 2 years.
If you show need.
The 2 years is like you're gonna get at least $50 every 2 weeks as I get paid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't playing with me. No, I mean, look, alimony, you getting $50, man. Okay, look, if you're not staying with me for 20 years, if you don't build the pyramid with me, you know what I'm saying? You getting $50 for 2 years that you spent, and after this, that's it. I just paid my contract. I just paid my contract. Okay. But all I'm saying is, look, I know that law is a funny law. I know some people are getting worked up or getting worried about that. I'm just need to find out more information. But also, I'm thinking about how the Floridians, folks who are married, who are going through divorce now, you know what I'm saying, how they feel about that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're from Florida, I don't know.
I'm thinking about the retired men who've been paying alimony to a woman that they've been divorced to for over a decade. I can just see a line of people going to the courtrooms to have
I want my money back
reevaluated so that they can take advantage of the new law.
Yeah, reevaluate.
I wonder if they're grandfathered in. Or, I mean, because think about it, if you're an older woman who's been receiving this permanent alimony, and you're no longer able to work, how does that go? What are they going to do in those cases?
Yaggah. I don't know. I just, it's pretty interesting. Like I said, we shall see. We shall see. Say in the future. We shall see in the future. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? All I can say is, this is quite of an interesting, subject. But Dr. Sean, that's what I got you here for, because we are going to go that up. Make sure that anyone that gets married, please, if you get married, believe in your marriage, believe in your love, stick with your love, because love is beautiful, y'all. Now, we're going to continue because we have some segment to talk about, relationship segments, and we are going to play some brand new music. This is the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Mr. Clean B, Dr. Shine. Let's get it, y'all. KRDP, baby, yes. I am pain. I am pain. I ain't paid for nothing, so I don't ask for nothing.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sunny of S Mills Media, and we're tuned into the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. You dig? Yaggah!
Big shout out to Jali Music. Yes, indeed. I got somebody said something. Hold on. Fix the audio. Oh, damn. Fix the audio. My bad.
Is it muted on this one?
Is it muted? Let us know if it's muted.
Yeah,
Let us know.
is it?
Oh, man.
There we go.
Oh, man. We do apologize. Oh, my God. We have something to talk. Thank you so much. Thank you. Share music. Thank you. Stay on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up together, baby. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up together. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. I do apologize. I just thought that I unmuted. Fix the audio. Thank you very much. We can be heard on Instagram. I know YouTube right now. We live right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was live, yelling, screaming, left and right, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we are going to keep it lovely today. We're going to keep it sensual today.
So do you think that things to avoid in a relationship are different, whether you're a man or a woman? Do you think they're different?
I believe there are different. Yes, indeed, they are different because a lot of times the way men see avoidance from a woman is different than when a woman see avoidance from a man. It's like, there's a similarity.
Okay.
But when it comes to emotions, I feel like because most of us, we are simple creatures. We just think one way. You know what I'm saying? And women, because you're the ones who always tell us, you need to listen to me. Listen to me. Communication is the best. Okay, talk to me. I want to talk right now. We need to talk. Okay, honey, we need to talk. All right. I'm just saying. So, you know what I'm saying? But I came up with, my avoidance. The top avoidance in the romantic relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Something, and I like to call that, the intimacy cycle. Yes, indeed. This is called the intimacy cycle. The 10 things to avoid in your romance. Yes. I'm just saying. This is the intimacy cycle. So y'all stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Am I live on Instagram right now? Because I want to make sure Instagram can hear me. Because I want to make sure that we are heard on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because Instagram is live and direct. Share music. Thank you so much for letting us know about the audio. Most definitely. Please, y'all stay tuned.
DJ Kayla Minor giving a shout out to Mr. Clean B and the Yaggah movement straight from the 313 to the 602. You know how we do. Y'all need to tune in every Saturday between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Check us out at KRDP, that's 90.7 FM, or listen online to listen to KRDP.com. He's going to have the livest artist, that Afro beats the reggaeton. You need to just tune in, y'all, please.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna announce that. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna announce that up. Rave. Big shout out to Love, man. We are playing some R&B music right now, so please go to listen number 2, KRDP.com, and listen to all the local and international music that we play live and direct. And also, if you are living in Phoenix, you know what I'm saying, Apache Junction, you know what I'm saying, East Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, you know what I'm saying, we are live to your area right now, so y'all can stay tuned. Or if you have your iPhone right now and you're driving somewhere and you need some type of entertainment, you know what I'm saying, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, Facebook, Yaggah Movement Radiocast, KRDP. You know what I'm saying? Join us. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much join the movement. Because that's why we are here for, most definitely. So, we are going to make some announcements, some special announcement for all of y'all, most definitely. I know today is a huge day. Big shout out to DJ Vex, most definitely. Man, I want to give a big shout out, most definitely. DJ Vex, one of our you know what I'm saying, pioneer. One of our DJs out here at back in the day.
Yeah, you showed me that video of him being on the Yaggah Movement
Radiocast. Yes,
and
indeed.
he was DJing with the vinyl. I was like, okay.
With the vinyl.
Okay.
With the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Vex day to day. Most definitely. So we are going to announce that up. And I know it's going to be today. It's going to be a kickback celebration.
for DJ Vex, Reese Brown, with the Phoenix DJ artist community who love them. It's going to be at the Crescent Ballroom. I got the address for everyone out there who wants to get the address, most definitely, so you guys can be able to join, most definitely. And also, just come and show support. I'm saying? It's going to be a networking environment. Shout out to all the DJs out there who are giving us some good vibes, some good love, who are making sure that, the music is on point, that, we are doing good, that we're feeling good spiritually. That when we go to your spot, we're getting entertained, by your vinyls, by your mixers, by your cassette tapes.
It's an art.
You know what I'm saying?
It is an
Yes,
art.
indeed. DJing is an art, right? It's an art, most definitely. So I am going to announce this, so I would like to invite everybody out there to come through. And also, on Fridays, big shout out to the Ceremony Cigar, most definitely. We're going to be out there too on Fridays. Glendale, Arizona, networking, showing some support. And, just come out there, showcase, network, show what you got.
There will be some vending opportunities coming up.
Yes,
so
indeed.
If you are interested, you can hit up Safari Sounds Music
at
gmail.com.
Yaggah.
We can let you know all about it.
We got all the information. I'm going to make sure I share all the information to all of y'all out there, so you guys can be able to join and make sure that you guys, subscribe. I say, hey, we'd like to come in, do something and, showcase our talents. And, like I said, before when we begin the show, we were talking about pretty much coming together. We're all about community based. We are radio community based. We are for you. We speak your language. We don't speak anything that's out there. Like, I ain't gonna mention no 4-letter names out there. I ain't gonna mention no big corporation names because I don't want to get canned. Because I'm still want to get signed up by somebody out there. Call me for an audition. Call me. Anyway, all I'm saying is, we are for you. We represent what you go through every single day. Every day that you go through, you wake up in the morning. Big shout out to Odd Man Opinions. Yes, indeed. What up, man? Yes. I'm gonna have you on, man. DM me, man. DM KRDP, most definitely, man. I'll get back. Or DM Mr. Clean B. Mr. Clean B, aka the Yaggah man. I'm the only Yaggah man around here. If you see another Yaggah man, let me know. I shall sue that person. All right. I will bring Jennifer off the grave and say, you know what? Let's get this money over there. Yaggah to you, brother. Yaggah to you. We would like to have you here at the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. It is the movement. It is the movement. Yes, indeed. That's what I gotta say. So
when you talk about building community, and you're talking about bringing together local artists, you're talking about bringing together vendors, you're talking about just social marketing. I know we hear about media, right?
Yes.
But most of the best marketing in the world is word of mouth.
Woo!
But so many people miss out on it because they don't take the time to network and build those relationships. So every Friday at the Ceremony and Cigar, it has been awesome building relationships, getting to know. There's like a core group of people, and then it seems like every time we get to see new people, just fun times.
Just the vibe, just a good vibe, the good soul. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing people just happy, just coming together, man. Like, who does not want to be in an environment with peace, love, and tranquility, man? Like, and good music and good networking. Like, if you're a business person out there, what are you doing? To get up, get your your behind up, because I ain't gonna say the A word or the other word, but get your behind up and come and network, because we are for you. We are the power of your voice. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here right now. So thank you, and thank all of y'all out there who are representing us. KRDP, you already know the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Yaggah all day. Yes, indeed. You already know how we do. Oh, yeah. Let's make love right there. Let's make love. I'm ready for my thing.
What do they say? Make love, not war.
Oh. See, Dr. Shaw's out there messing with me right now. Okay. I guess we're doing this right now, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Give it to me one more time. Yeah. Let me stop. Yaga. Indeed. Man, y'all heard live. This is a world premiere via the Yaggah Movement Radiocast. Not a world premiere, but a second world premiere. Big shout out to Ja Lee Music. This was Mirror that we just played for y'all right now, live and direct. And also we got some Harrison Clay, Lavender Jones, and also my sister, Christy Ash, losing it most definitely. She's out there doing her thing. So big shout out to her most definitely. Now, before we are paying some bills, I would like to let you know that tonight, there's a big celebration for brother DJ Vex, most definitely rest in peace. July 8th at the Crescent Ballroom, and today is a Vex Day, so I would like to invite all my peers, my brothers and sisters, to come and show some love, some respect, some appreciation, and also celebrate life of DJ Vex the same way that he humbled me up at Radio Face back in the day, and just pretty much just talk about his goodness out there. So tonight at the Crescent Ballroom, which is located at 308 North 2nd Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona. You can come out there, our loved ones. There will be DJ, networking, everyone will be out there. So it's going to be a nice celebration. And also on Fridays, the Ceremony Cigar will be having some Fridays. I think we have the first Friday after Ceremony Cigar. So big shout out to the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge. And for any artists out there who would like to showcase their talent, like Dr. Sean mentioned earlier before during the commercial, that if you want to send your music, your creation, you can email it at safarisoundsmusic@gmail.com, and we're going to leave it the link on the videos. And again, safarisoundsmusic@gmail.com, or any shout out, you can also text at 310-295-7046 for more detail, and we shall share, give you back any information about how to get in, most definitely also. Yes, indeed. Yes, and this is the time right now. But before we talk about that time, I would like to pay my bill real quick. Dr. Sean, would you like to pay my bill? Yaga.
This announcement on KRDP is brought to you by the Public Information Committee of Alcoholics Anonymous, providing a 12-step program to those recovering from alcoholism. More information at 480-834-9033 or aamesaaz.org.
Yaga. Now, I know we have a few minutes before the show. Stay tuned. We on point coming up live next after me, 4 p.m. via KRDP 90.7. You already know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know I get tested with the love scene. I know some people always come up and tell me, Mr. Clinby, you're not Dr. Phil, you're Dr. X. But that's why I got Dr. Shine and the building, because today, last time I spoke about the goodness of relationship, but today I want to talk about the avoidance on what not to do in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I like to call that the intimacy cycle. You know what I'm saying? The intimacy cycle. Pretty much, the things not to do, the things to avoid in your romance or your relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And things like that. And I gotta mix up because I'm saying, big shout out to love. Shout out to everybody out there who are in a good relationship. Shout out to everyone out there who are married. Okay, even though I know we were talking about the alimony earlier, you know what I'm saying? We love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stick with your marriage. Stay with your love, because love is beautiful. Love is everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? I came up with some, analysis. You know what I'm saying? I have to ask some of my brothers and sisters, out there, actually brothers especially, because I have to represent the man species right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta make sure that we cover each other. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing that I found out about avoiding any mistakes in a relationship is one of the things is be too rigid in what you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that's one of the things that people usually try to avoid. Be too rigid in what you desire.
So
what you
is
want.
that like when a person is not willing to compromise?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So compromise is pretty much everything that I've just found out is all about compromise. You know what I'm saying? The one thing, the biggest thing is the lack of communication. That's one of the biggest things, to avoid. And I believe that communication is a powerful tool to any successful environment. And when back in the day when I hear my ex tell me, you need to listen to me, you need to talk to me, and this and that, and of course I'm not going to use my age to say that I was not listening, but because I was a man, and I have to make sure that as a man, some of us don't pay attention to a lot of women out there until we get to a certain age and start to understand that, oh, okay, so that's what she meant. You know what I'm saying? But then again, the lack of communication is one of the things that has to be avoided in a relationship.
Well, okay, so initially you were talking about being too rigid.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that came to my mind is when couples have gotten divorced for how they use the toothpaste.
Something like that.
Or how they put the roll of toilet paper next to the toilet.
Something like that.
They might be a little bit too rigid.
Too rigid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
something like that, you know
maybe.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And
I've heard of couples getting in fights over how they scoop out ice cream.
oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to all them couples with the ice cream cane, you know what I'm saying, over there, you know what I'm saying? Lick them ice cream. Indeed. Yaggah, yaggah, yaggah. And another thing that I also found out, Dr. Sean, is that not learning from past relationship. Not learning from past relationship. And and the reason why I have to bring that up, and especially for every man out there who are listening to me, please pay attention to what I'm saying, because this is out of sincerity, because every time that we meet somebody, we seem to be making the same exact mistake every single time, and we don't learn from what we did. So if you are with somebody who did not appreciate you, but then your goal is to just jump over to the next person because all your mindset is just one thing, you only focus on one thing, but not realizing that in the aftermath there were other things to find out. Because some of us, man, we can be greedy, we can be kind of it's all me until we realize, oh, okay, it's not about me, it's also with my partner, with her as well. And when we don't usually learn from our past, when we don't learn that, and when I say learn from it, I'm not saying just learn from it and carry that to the relationship. I'm just saying learn the lesson and bring the positivity out of that. Share the light of that, and also communicate that with your partner too, so they can learn where you come from, why you feel the way you feel. Because a lot of times when people meet, it seems like they meet somebody, they don't learn that person's past. They just assume that, okay, so I'm feeling the butterfly effect. It is what it is until something happens. We're just gonna break the cycle. And to me, it's one of the stuff that I've learned in my experience to some of my brothers out there that, when we jump to another relationship, we don't realize that we are carrying the same baggage, and we don't leave our past. We don't learn from it so we can better ourselves every single day as we are jumping up to that new relationship. I'm just saying.
I don't have any arguments there. I like that one.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then one of the things is more of my pet peeve is aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Aggressiveness is something that I avoid. And I know everybody out there will have some type of experience, but avoid any type of aggression in your relationship. And when I say verbal aggression, physical aggression, mental aggression, anything just to minimize, oppress your partner, your significant other, whether it's a man or a woman. But this is more from the man perspective, because I realize that there are some of us out there who, when we jump into a relationship, we attempt to try to control this, the situation, while realizing that nobody can be controlled. And once we don't control that situation, whether it's our background or the way we grew up or maybe our mental states, we tend to just we become more aggressive towards the situation. And I advise everybody out there that aggressiveness is not something that you want to welcome into your romance, into your nuance, into your relationship, to anything out there that you love. You know what I'm saying? So something like this is something that is you have to avoid that, Dr. Shah.
Well, I think sometimes people are aggressive because they want to have their point made, or they want to show how passionate they are. And it becomes necessary to learn how to be assertive instead of aggressive. So you can be firm and state your point without being emotionally heightened or threatening, because a lot of times with aggression, the person on the other end of that is feeling that emotion, that passion. And a lot of times domestic violence starts right there.
Yes.
From that cross from not just communicating, but then being aggressive in how you're expressing yourself. So I think that's a great one too.
Yes. And then lastly, never neglect love. Never neglect your partner. Never neglect at all. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially with the alimony, you know what I'm saying? With the alimony, but never neglect your loved one. Never neglect your significant other. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Just do not neglect her, fellas, as much as she would not neglect you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But never neglect your love. Never neglect your relationship. Never neglect what your partner is sharing with you. Never neglect the foundation that you're building with your significant other. That's just the last most important thing. The two things is the aggression and the neglection of your significant other out there. And that's why I want to pretty much. I found that most guys agree with me. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not everybody seems to be agree with me, but I know I can say 92% agree with me on that part right there. So never neglect your love. Most definitely. Yes, indeed. Dr. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today again. You know, it's always a pleasure. And before we go, you know, we got the African proverb of the day, which you got for us.
Yes, our African proverb of the day.
Ooh, yeah.
Knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you cannot harvest it.
Ooh, Yaggah. Oh, right on. I want to say thanks for everybody out there, man. Thank you for joining us live and direct via KRDP 90.7 FM. Most definitely. I want to say thank you for just blessing us every single day. You inspire me to do this every single day. You know, we are your griot, we are your messenger, we are your voice, we are you. And we appreciate all the love and the support that you guys giving us every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. Upcoming next is We On Point with Brother Trey, live and direct. And also don't forget, Friday at the Ceremony Cigar and Coffee Lounge, we're going to be out there, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we're networking, celebrating, also entertaining, you know, bringing you all the goodness, the good vibe, the good show, the good séance, as they say in France. Oui, c'est la vie, you know what I'm saying? And also keep the peace and come together. Radio is powerful than you ever think. That's what I got to say. Yaggah to all of y'all. Dr. Sean, any last word that you want to say? Yaggah. Oh, Yaggah. Oh, that's it. We out of here, y'all. We on point coming up next. Yaggah, everybody. We bless y'all. God bless. Stay tuned. Woo. All right. Hey. Thank you very much. We out of here. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Definitely.